P9 here, and I'm in front of this county courthouse, Lowndes County Courthouse, that is, in Hayneville, which is the center of cotton production and the seat of Lowndes County. So we about to walk around Hayneville, get a feel of the town, and get some history. So let's get into it. It's P9 coming at you guys with another vlog, and I am here in the city of Hayneville, Alabama, which is the seat of Lowndes County, founded in 1830. So about roughly little less than 30 minutes travel down US Highway 80 off the beaten path on State Highway 97, you will come across Hayneville with a population of 797. It was named for South Carolina politician Robert Y. Hayne. And again, this is one of the stops on the Selma to Montgomery March. And we start this vlog right here in the heart of Hayneville at the corner of Commerce and Lafayette Street. Got Highway 97 over here, and we got this memorial for Jonathan Myrick Daniels in VMI class of 1961. And Jonathan Daniels was murdered near the spot on then Cash's store on August 20th, 1965. He gave his life in the fight for integration of the churches and universal voter registration. And at the time, he was a divinity student at the Episcopal Theological School in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So RIP to Jonathan Myrick Daniels, and we appreciate your fight for the integration and the voting rights. And this was erected by the Pramaji Club of the Virginia Military Institute in Lexington, Virginia, courtesy of the Shirley and Cable brand. And yeah, this is a nice little memorial. Has a small New Testament Holy Bible on there. So RIP to Jonathan Daniels. Now, Hayneville also served as a railway terminus for the Hayneville Railway, which was built in 1903 and reorganized as the Hayneville and Montgomery Railroad Company and connected for shipping operations with Louisville and Nashville Railroad Company. So that's what Hayneville is known for on the railroad standpoint. They even have a Citizens Bank right here, First Citizens Bank. And they have this little park right here, as you can see. Park that faces the courthouse. They have a Shell gas station across the street. Huntington Bank over there. There goes Big John Williams Courthouse, which serves as the Lowndes County Courthouse, I would presume. And you have this sculpture. I'm not sure who this sculpture is. Looks like a black police officer or county deputy. It might be a county sheriff. Wow, okay. Like he's pointing in this direction. And it's a memorial right here. A memorial in memory of Sheriff John Hewlett for 22 years of devoted and dedicated service of law enforcement. You also have one on this side in memory of Sheriff Willie Vonner for 29 years of devoted and dedicated service of law enforcement. And this in memory of Richard Matthews. And yeah, all law enforcement officials. So this is dedicated to the memory of fallen law enforcement officers in Lowndes County, May 6, 2006. And you also have Johnny L. Shainer's name, 2005. So RIP to those fallen sheriffs of the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department. So we have a nice little courthouse park, whatever you want to call it, facing this courthouse. And the courthouse, vice versa, faces it. And the Big John Williams Courthouse was named after this brother right here, dedicated to the life and memory of one of the greatest men to ever live in Lowndes County. The Lowndes County Commission on December 9th, 2019 voted unanimously to rename the Lowndes County Courthouse the Big John Williams Courthouse in memory of Sheriff John Arthur Williams Sr., who was killed in the line of duty November 23rd, 2019. And these are all the commissioners and the head sheriff, Christopher West, Hank Sanders, county attorney, Jacqueline Thomas, the administrator, and all the district members. So, wow, RIP to Big John Williams. So I wonder if that sculpture, if that was in honor of Big John Williams, potentially. It looked like it could have been. And they renamed the courthouse probably within at least, I think, 16 days after he was killed. Wow. Yep, but this is the front of it, of the courthouse. And look how these stairs wrap around. I've never seen a courthouse like this. This is kind of unique. You have the iron stairwell, the iron handrail, I should say, and you have the stairs that curve around. That's unique. I've never seen any courthouse like that. You have the Welcome to Hayneville water tower over there, and we're over here at the side of the courthouse. This is a really interesting looking courthouse. But you have this historical marker. It's the courthouse lynching of Theo Calloway. Now, this is a very dark period of history, but this is for educational purposes only. So on March 29th, 1888, a mob of at least 200 white men lynched Theo Calloway, a 24-year-old black man, near this courthouse in Lowndes County, Alabama. Now, Mr. Calloway was accused of killing a white man and insisted that he act in self-defense, but he never had the chance to stand trial, which was common back then. No shock there. During this era, black people were regularly denied fair trials and due process and seized from jails and police custody, while armed officers made no effort to protect them. Aided by the local sheriff, the white mob abducted Mr. Calloway from jail just hours before he was scheduled to appear in court, hanged from a chinaberry tree on the courthouse lawn, and riddled his body with bullets. Theo Calloway was one of at least 11 children from nearby Sandy Ridge, and his parents, Johnson and Fanny Calloway, learned of their son's lynching when they arrived to attend his hearing and instead had to retrieve his mangled corpse. Wow. For months afterwards, Lowndes County black residents protested Mr. Calloway's lynching, but local newspaper headlines applauded the mob's act, taken from jail in the approved style and judicial expenses saved. With support from the governor, the same local law enforcement and state officials who had failed to prevent the illegal mob murder violently confronted and arrested dozens of black people for demanding justice for Mr. Calloway, and no one was ever punished for his lynching. Now, go figure. No shock there. I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. That was the South. That was the South in the Reconstruction era. Wow. But yeah, you have this building right here, the Bozeman and Bozeman Attorneys at Law. And again, you have another look at this water tower. So it looks like these may be some other county buildings. You have the waste water program the Black Belt Unincorporated Wastewater Program. And you have this county building right here, Organized Community Action Program. And yeah, the Hayneville School, which now functions as the Hayneville Boys and Girls Club. So the Boys and Girls Club is over this area. They even have a field back there. There goes the Hayneville Boys and Girls Club sign right there. This is a Hayneville vocational building. Looks like it's abandoned, but it was built in 1939. Looks like it was funded in the Federal Administration of Public Works. So it's one of those buildings when FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, was president, and Harold L. Ickes was the Administration of Public Works. So it's one of those buildings. Look like it was built using federal funds back in 1939. It's covered in kudzu on the sides, at least. And across the street, as you can see right here, well, actually where we just left is a Hayneville Middle School. So I figured, yeah, it's a Hayneville Middle School. So I wonder if it functions as both a middle school and a Boys and Girls Club. As you can see right here. But it sits across from the Hayneville Lowndes Senior Center and Public Library. So that building is a multi-purpose building, serves as a senior center and a public library. So this is the county route right here. Junction County route of Lowndes County, which Hayneville, of course, is the seat of Lowndes County. You have the post office building across the street. So Hayneville has a post office. Bell Funeral Home across the street. And you have the telephone company building right here. Yeah, Bell Funeral Home. Yeah. It's a really small town, of course. Right here in the Alabama Black Belt. And this church right here that we're approaching is New Salem Christian Church. So this is a New Salem Christian Church, which sits right across from the driver's license examination building, which in essence is the annex building, Charles Smith Sr. Annex building to be exact. So that's where they have the Lowndes County Commission, driver's license services, and disabled vets assistant office, all those type of services. Let me kind of on a little hill right here. But yeah, New Salem Christian Church. This is where Willie J. Smith Sr. is pastor. Let me go up these steps so I can get on some solid surface for balance purposes. But yep, this is downtown Hayneville, people. Stay tuned, have one more part of the town, and we'll be done. Here on the campus of Central High School, home of the Lions. Central High School right here in Hayneville. It's the last stop of this vlogging trip. Now, Central High School actually sits right next to a Lowndes County Career Technical Center. So as you see right there in the distance, but this is the Central High School campus. And they even have this little stone right here. It looks like it's crumbled up. But yeah, just to give a background of Central High School. Central High School opened up in 1913 as Lowndes County Training School. And during the Civil Rights Movement, it changed to Central High School, due in large part to a movement to have Lowndes remain. Lowndes was the name of a slave owner, so they didn't want Lowndes attached to the high school anymore, so they ended up naming it Central High. This was during the Civil Rights Movement. Now, part of that the Civil Rights Movement was a young lady by the name of Catherine Coleman Flowers, who was an environmentalist who attended and graduated from Central High. You know, she ended up being a central part of the Civil Rights Movement, played a huge part in the sanitation in regards to removing hazardous water, especially as it pertains to farming, you know. So Catherine Coleman Flowers was a huge environmentalist, and she was so ambitious for such a young girl. So, you know, Catherine Coleman Flowers. And also brother by the name of Billy Parker, who played in the Negro Leagues. He also attended here. First Major League Baseball player to hit a walk-off homer in his debut. So, yeah. And we can't forget about Ben Wallace, you know, who's really a Whitehall native. He was born in Whitehall, but raised here in Hayneville and attended Central High School, where he was a multi-sport athlete, played basketball, of course, baseball, and football. He was a linebacker in football. So Ben Wallace, multi-sport athlete here at Central High. Wasn't highly recruited, didn't have many D1 prospects coming out of Central High. Ended up going to Virginia Union and under the mentorship of Charles Oakley. And then Ben Wallace eventually went to the NBA, where he was undrafted, but, you know, he ended up becoming one of the greatest defensive players of all time. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. You know, won a championship in 2004 with the Detroit Pistons. And the rest is history. He's now a Hall of Famer. So Ben Wallace, Catherine Coleman Flowers, and Billy Parker all attended Central High School, home of the Lions, right here in Hayneville. And which is where I will end this vlog of Hayneville. I'd like to thank everybody for tapping into this vlog. If you made it this far, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you tap that bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified every time I drop a new vlog. With that in mind, good people, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.